Welcome everyone to an arena video. This is Andrea Gucci and this video is sponsored to you by channelfireball.com and Ultimate Guard. Hello everybody and welcome to all of you. Today it's my first YouTube exclusive content. I've often used this channel to upload my VODs from Twitch with my editor, whereas now I decided to be more dedicated and decided to make some one daily video, whether it is standard, historic, maybe even Magic Online, but only for my YouTube channel. So if you have been watching my videos previously, there will still be some uploaded from the stream, but one daily you can definitely find where I am exclusively playing a deck, kind of giving it a roundup at the beginning, to playing some games, and then an end up, and maybe even giving like some sideboard tips and stuff like that. I am playing exclusively Bo3, and I will be like talking about sideboard. Also in the comments, you can definitely ask me about things. If you're new to the channel, you know we'll be playing a lot of Magic, and so sometimes I'll be talking to my chat. And some other times instead, like today's video, I'll be just describing my plays and be more, let's say, focused on the game. So you can hope, not that I hope you can see a difference between when I stream and when I don't, but I hope that the level of plays will be a little bit higher with these videos. I want to thank you for watching, of course, and if you enjoyed the thing, like and subscribe, and maybe like write what you like, what you didn't like, what's your next deck that you want to see, because I'll be obviously reading them and answering them. For those of you who don't know me, I am Andrea Gucci. I am I used to be a professional player back when that was a thing, and now I'm a content creator full time. Play on twitch.tv/AndreaMengucci every day on stream from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. of my time zone, which is the European one. I live in Italy. And this is the deck I wanted to kick my program, my project with, which is Esperone, Esper Celestis. The Celestis is a card that I've been loving lately. It's a legendary artifact that both ramps colored mana and it flips back to day and night. You will see how many fun stuff you can do with the Celestis, but mostly if it's night, you pay 3 and tap, it becomes day, then you don't play any spell and you loot again. Gaining life, super important against aggro. This deck is basically a normal control deck that is using removal spells like Infernal Grasp, Vanishing Burst, and Soul Shatter, as well as Sweeper like Doomscar, and Devastating Mastery. This is a new one. It costs 6, and it says destroy all null and permanent. The rest of the text is just assume it's flavor text. You want to destroy all null and permanent. This is very important against mono green. That is enchantment, sagas. Sorry, not sagas. Enchantments, artifact, planeswalkers, you just want to kill them. So that's why we play this as my additional site. Is going to be the quote-unquote win condition, as you're often able to steal things from your opponent's deck. For sideboard, we have a lot of tools against Izzet with 4 Malevolent Hermit and 4 Test of Talents. We also have Go Blank that will also be very powerful against the Demolish deck. So mostly what you're going to do are you break this 10 against control and you're trimming on your expensive sorcery speed card, your Doomscar, devastating mastery, and so on and so forth. Against aggro, you will reinforce the removal spell package with Flunk and Power Word Kill. Flunk, because I want to have a mix of them. Infernal Grasp, Flunk, and Power Word Kill. They have different targets. You don't want to take too much damage with this. But this deck has access to Vanishing Burst, which is definitely the best of the bunch. Able to deal with Chariot, Rangers class, Toski, just really the 3 mana 4/4, just like all the possible options you want to have. So yeah, in the sideboard is also Liesa, Forgotten, and Archangel. This is like a life linker, like kind of sort of like Baneslayer Angel effect. And this is the deck, and yeah, let's get down to some matches on the ladder, shall we? Traditional Standard, Esper Celestis. I will have my untap.gg open, and this video is also proudly sponsored by Channel Fireball and Ultimate Guard. which are the sponsor of my sponsor in general. So you'll often see the brand right at the bottom. Ultimate Guard. They make great sleeves, deck boxes, bags, everything card game related, as well as Channel Fireball, which is the website where the marketplace from North America. That's also a website where I write CFB Pro article. Want to read the deck guide about this deck with the detailed cyber guide, you'll find that on the website. Okay, let's kick things off. Perfect hand. We did win the Darrow, so that's good. Oh yeah, we're gonna mulligan this hand. Okay, this is a keep. I do not have double white for my Doomscar, but still, my hand that's good here. So I'm on the draw. Now I can either bottom a Doomscar or a Teferi. Definitely keep the rest. I think I'll bottom a Teferi. I already have Siphon Insight as my card advantage engine. And I'm gonna go Swamp here, so that next I'll be able to choose between Vanishing Verse and Siphon Insight based on the matchup. Alright, knowing the matchup I would have bottomed the Doomscar, but that is okay. I'll play land and pass, going Siphon Insight on my opponent's end. Ooh, they play a weird card, Akka, Whispering Raven. 2 and a 2/3. When it deals combat damage to a player, you return it to your hand. This card on the other side is Arend, the Cosmos, God of the Cosmos. Akka is fine. Play Siphon Insight. And I reveal, whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. Or Elite Spellbinder. I think I'll go get Elite Spellbinder, which I'll also be happily playing it now. Both blocking Akka and it's disrupting my opponent. Definitely a weird deck, what they have on. I'll take Brutal Qatar. I'll take Brutal Qatar here. Okay. Brutal Qatar can exile Elite Spellbinder, and if I kill the Brutal Qatar, the Elite Spellbinder goes to their battlefield, so definitely not something you want to see. I'm sure what I want to do here. My opponent will eventually cast this from the Exile Zone and draw a card. That is not something I like. Here, what I can do is just play a tap land and suspend Doomscar, or I can just play a tap land and play Siphon Insight. And then I can easily hardcast the Doomscar too if I want to. Akka attacks, and I will trade with it. In this way, the Brutal Qatar doesn't work anymore. I mean, they can still like draw a card with it, but won't be as good as they might have been. If they exile this Spellbinder, it's really good because yeah, it makes them able to just have a body after a Wrath of God. And I'm taking Aaron's Epiphany now. My opponent is about to cast Brutal Qatar from 5, I'm sure, which will give them a card. I don't care about countering that. Yeah. Wonder if I should just cast Doomscar, and I think I will. Saves me 6 damage, and it also will give my opponent a card here with this Qatar. Alright, they chose not to cast it. I will go for Jawari as a land. I need a 6 mana for both Onyx and Epiphany. That's a 6th mana. I have to counter the... Gotta go for the Qatar. Now I wonder if I should go for a Vanishing Verse or not. And I think I end up doing it. Because if I pass the turn, this card is like... pay 3 life word price. Okay. I think I'll just play an Epiphany. Don't really need to like have a planeswalker in play or anything. And I can now attack. And I can decide whether I want to play Professor Onyx and go get a land. That is what I'm going to do here. So I'll play Professor Onyx, go get a land so that I'll have Disdainful Stroke up. Alright, good game. We can sideboard. And my opponent's playing an aggro deck. Don't want to cut the Devastating Mastery and bring in more removals. I also do like some additional counter magic, maybe. I don't think so, no. I do like Malevolent Hermit, though. Maybe I want to cast us. Oh, maybe I want to cut the 6-drop. 6-drop might be too bad. Post timer, my opponent will have Disdainful Stroke. I'm sure they will have their own Malevolent Hermit. Malevolent Hermit is a very good card. That I am happy to have. Game 2, I'm on the draw. I'm going to keep this hand, although it doesn't have a great mana base. As I have to choose to play this as a swamp, hoping to get a plains from my opponent's deck. Alright. They play Akka, and yeah, I'll go for a swamp. This means that I can't cast these, but that's no problem, I think. I let my opponents cry too, and then I want to see what do they have here. After they have scry 2. Lots of removal spot for me in this game. I hope my opponent doesn't cheese me with some Planeswalker. Though Soul Shatter does remove a Planeswalker as well. Take 2 damage down to 18. And they will scry too. Top bottom. And I get to see what they've done with the Siphon Inside. As well as cleaning the top. Stonebinder's Familiar is interesting. I'll go for the Spellbinder though. And now I could just cast the Spellbinder to block the Akka. As well as disrupting... Yeah, once again, I'll go towards the Brutal Qatar here. Okay, they can do this. They can blink and it comes back as an R-Rend. Sure. Okay, now I have to... Weird now, because my opponent will be able to go Brutal Qatar on my Spellbinder, blink in it to kill it. Not an easy game. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play Spellbinder there. Maybe I was supposed to eat this. Anyway, let's go ahead and kill 7 minus 3, it's 4. So yeah, let's go ahead and go... I guess I can use Soul Shatter to kill the R-Rend. Okay, they end up going for Brutal Qatar, exiling their Spellbinder, blinking this, but they chose not to blink it. Let me go for a Duress. I did not break, that's very good. Now I'll pass, and I'll simply just cast Siphon Inside in my opponent's turn. I can activate the cave. Okay, now I believe I want to kill the cave. I'll do that with a flunk. And I'll take 2 down to 16. I passed the turn. And I think I want to go Siphon Insight. And kill this Brutal Qatar. Not really though, because they will have the Spellbinder afterward. So I think I'll pass for now. And just take 3 damage, it's fine. I don't feel ready to kill the Qatar yet. More than kind. I'm going to kill the Mordenkainen. And then I'll take my turn. I'll play Behold the Multiverse. And a Soul Shatter. That's the number of cards in your hand. So I can take... I don't have double white to cast Doomscar. I think I need to do something now. I'll play a second spell now so that this flips back to day. I think I want to save life with the Vanishing Verse. Now it flips back to day. Now if they pass, I'm okay with that. I'll just play Soul Shatter not to take any damage. Although remember that whenever this dies, the Brutal Qatar will go back to their control. Okay, here I'll pass the turn. And then I want to do this now. Okay, Spellbinder goes in their play, and now they can choose which card to raise the mana. Which is not going to be a problem since, yeah. Okay, so this thing targets. So I'll be able to choose which one to exile. Unfortunately, I don't have double white for my Doomscar, so I just have to pass the turn now. It's nice, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. I'll go to 3. And I'll Vanishing Burst is a Spellbinder. I wanted to wait because if they had like a Planeswalker, I would have needed to kill that. As a result, now I don't need to do much. I have my Hole of the Storm Giants to block the dog. As long as my opponent doesn't kill it. Archon of Emeria is a flyer. Now if I draw a white land, it comes into play tapped because of Archon of Emeria. Non-basic land comes to play untapped. Sorry, tapped. I think I don't have any outs anymore. Alright, go to 1. Draw like either a removal spell that's cheap or a plains for the Doomscar. Alright, game. Game indeed. I want to change what I did. I think I don't want Malevolent Ermit anymore. And I think I do want Professor Onyx. Liaza also seems quite strong. I can resolve her. Yeah, kind of rest. Okay. I'll be keeping this hand. It isn't anything powerful, but I'm okay with that. I don't have to turn 1 duress. So I don't want once again to be in the spot where I don't have double white, but I think I'll do that. So now I have the option of whether we're going Jawar Disruption or Siphon Insight. I think I'll go Jawari. It says during your turn. I think I want to go Duress first. Fateful Absence, a Miracle. I think I'll take a Miracle because I've done a gate for the Absence. Or this is just a land. Now I want to go Siphon Insight. And this shouldn't trigger the Stole Binder from a... We'll be able to let Spellbinder me now. Taking the negate. I think I'll play more Siphon Insight. Ooh. This is really powerful, Emiret. The people play that in their control decks. Be happy to slam it next turn. Be dodging the removal spells of my opponent. Miracle is good here. My flunk. I think I'll pass the turn. But when I have a flunk for the Miracle, then I guess I'll play the Siphon Insight. Would have killed this first and have divided by 0 open. I think the Emerith will do a great job in defending. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell per turn, and this is Vigilance, which is also a powerful ability. Although I kind of don't want to cast any of them in the face of a Brutal Cathar. I just play Redain because I can cast Valkymera. I just go Emirith now, and I hope they didn't draw Jawar Disruption or a counter spell. They do. I can see myself losing this game. Okay, so Emirith has Ward 4, so it's impossible for my opponent to touch it. Either with the Brutal Cathar or a Fateful Absence. Now this will do a great job in stalling the board. Tangled Sentinel will exile my Siphon Insight, increasing the power of Stonebinder's Familiar furthermore. It became a 5/5, now it's attacked. With all. Okay. Remember they can't, if this is a probably Downward's Epiphany, but yeah. We're exiling that. Okay. I guess this one gets Coven, Protection, Expert from a Coven. Alright. So I'll be blocking the Sungold Sentinel, and I'll be casting Vanishing Verse on the Binder Familiar. Opponent cannot cast any of these, and Sorla can't cast those because I just foretold that this. That's how foretold works. Foretell works. They haven't played a spell, so we're gonna loot here. Although I have 0 cards in and still loot because I have flashback cards. So don't be afraid to loot, okay? Okay, I wanna have Negate up now because they might have land Aron's Epiphany. I guess I can also divide by 0 if it's a land. If I cast Valkymera, I will have divide by 0. And if I cast Valkymera, it also stops all the... I want to cast Valkymera, in fact. The Shield Protector. This will also mean that it costs... So this is basically word 5. If I source an opponent to touch one of my things, it will cost an additional mana now. And I do have divide by 0 open. I don't have Negate up. Was a Behold the Multiverse. Yeah. Okay. That's fine then. Would have not played Valkyria and just passed, and it would have negated. Alright, so they go top. Wow, okay. I'm not trying to stabilize with the Celestis. They might have a Skekli Evaporation. And once again, if I kill that, the illusion, they get the illusion, okay? It's Arend out of the Cosmos. At the beginning of the end step, you choose a card type in your reveal, blah, 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 blah. That's okay by me. There's a 1/1 plus. So now they choose a card type, and they reveal the top two. They choose land, and they didn't find any. Okay, I'll take my turn. Land. It's night. I want to make it become day with the Celestis. Draw a card and loot. Okay. I'll pass and I'll loot again. I haven't played a spell, so it'll be night. Yeah, perfect. I can discard Siphon Insight now. And that's the power of this card. If you discard a flashback card, we gain card advantage now. Opponent wants to attack, but I don't think they should. Because Valkyria says if an opponent's source would deal damage to you, you prevent one of that damage. So I'll be able to block, and they need something, like a card draw. Perfect. Behold the Multiverse. I can go ahead and divide by 0, or I guess I can negate it. I can negate the Behold, and the Arend will die. Unless they have a backup negate, but then their hand is like very tiny little. They said good game. I guess whenever you jump attack with your Mythic Rare, that's what happens. Alright, we ended up winning this game, which was definitely a cool game that I hope you guys and girls enjoyed. This was a combination of Siphon Insight stealing powerful cards, and the Celestis just kind of like getting out of the quote-unquote burn range. Yeah, let's move on to a next match with Esper. Okay, we're back for a second match with this Esper Celestis. The first match we played against a rogue deck that wasn't very never seen before, but the match was still challenging, and we kind of highlighted some of the strength of the deck. We're on to a second one now against Okami-san. Fighting once again attention with my mana base, which is obviously will be a problem. I will go for a Swamp and a Duress, since I can go turn 2 Siphon Insight. I'm missing here. Ooh, no bueno at all. I have turn 1 Jaspera, turn 2 Prosperous Innkeeper. Alright, let's foretell the Doomscar now. I think it is important that we threaten at least a turn for a Doomscar at the moment. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to play Plains and Passing with my Siphon Insight up, as well as a Disdainful Stroke. They can already play a turn 5 card here. They choose to go for Reckless Storm Seeker, which is basically a 3/3 haste. And I'll let that go. The creature. So check me for 5 here, down to 14. And then we'll cast Siphon Insight on that. Using a Mountain. Okay, that's my double white. I think I want to go for Duress again. They have 3 new cards. Wow, they chose not to keep a... I guess it would have been hard for them to keep a 8. Okay, I think it's time we play Doomscar here. Could have been a little bit greedy too and wait for them to do this too, but they just activate an attack with Den of the Bugbear. It's really hard for me. So... Whoa, they drew Goldspan Dragon. And I go to 7. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I have to cast Doomscar on this. Not exactly what you want to do, but I can't leave them with a Goldspan Dragon around. And now I can, sure, choose to go for a Reckless Stormseeker, attack me for 3 down to 4. I'll play Siphon Insight, and I will give up. Alright. Strong performance indeed. Breaking on that turn 1 duress wasn't something I wanted to see there. Let's cut them immediately. Together with Negate. I'm also cutting 1 Siphon Insight. It's a card advantage engine, but it's a little bit too slow. I don't want to overload on these. I'm gonna bring in my thought removal here. Keeping mostly Disdainful Stroke. Sorry, keeping Disdainful Stroke as a counterspell since it does hit Zika's Chariot as well as Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, that is my plan against Agra. Play first, and I'll go ahead and keep this hand. This is a good hand. I'll go turn 1 Hollow of the Storm Giants. Turn 2, I will probably just foretell Doomscar, or I can leave mana up for Jawari based on my opponent's start. Put a mulligan to 6. And goes Mountain Go. I will pass with Jawari Disruption ready to counter a Ranger's class. I will let that one resolve. Now I pass with Jawari Disruption ready to counter a Nazika's Chariot. I'm not in a rush to play Doomscar. Okay. I can go for a Swamp. And I can foretell a Doomscar. Keeping Jawari up. Let's see if they play a 5-drop or if they play a 4-drop. If they play Azika's Chariot, it's quite annoying, I want to say. Wow. They're not doing anything. I keep on foretelling here. I can't like give up and play this as a land next turn. Azika's Chariot. And I think I will go for a... they left up exactly 2 mana for their negate, huh? I'll go Doomscar. And let's see if my opponent will play negate on this. I'll play Jawari Disruption. And I'll play a Pathway as a Plains. No, we'll see. Opponent is now able to untap with all the money in the world. They play a random 7. Very punishing. Very punishing indeed. I will go for a Doomscar. And I will have to hope that my opponent doesn't have a creature now. Because if I draw land, I am able to attack the random 7 down. They milled 4 creatures. They play a land. Ooh, what they do? Activate the Den of the Bugbear. And they're going to combat. This card can deal me damage. I think I will flunk it. Let's see if they have a negate. And they do. Okay. Now if I draw any land, I'm able to attack with my hull on the Renin 7. And I do. And I will do it. So my shields are down, but they don't have a creature. They don't have a Renin 7 anymore. And then I can maybe stabilize with Liesa. They can crew the Chariot. I guess attacking me makes more sense. I'm on 4. Okay. I'm happy to play my Liesa now. She is an angel with flying lifelink that can turn this game around. I wonder if I need more copies of this card. Its text isn't that relevant. The only relevant part of this card is it's a 4/5 flying lifelink, so it's bigger than Azika's Chariot, and it has flying lifelink, so I can attack with next turn. And thanks to the fairy, I can untap her. Give it a basically life gain. Sorry, vigilance, I mean. Now, my opponent goes to combat. It is strange, I'll let him go to combat. And they pass the turn. Now, I have the option to cast Infernal Grasp, but I don't want to. I'll be happy to just attack and untap it with the fairy. Gaining 4 precious life and 2 more with the fairy. So I'll go to 10 this turn. And I'll have my defense up with the Infernal Grasp as well. Fairy +1 can untap a creature, and I can untap a land. I gain 2 life. And that's not bad. They're important that you attack with lifelink creatures. Lifelink creatures are made to attack, they're not made to block very well. My opponent could have attacked with the 5/4 Chariot last turn. They just didn't want to do it. They decided to concede now. I already had I did have the Infernal Grasp for it. Of course, they did not know. Okay, the configuration is fine. Let's go for game number 3. I can see having more Liesa. It's also like a very good blocker against the Goldspan Dragon too. Okay, I'm on the draw. This will be way harder. It was already hard and it was on the play. Yeah, definitely impossible with this hand. Let's go. Jaspera. Super strong. I'll go with this since I need black mana on turn 2. They play something that I need to flunk. Ooh, they have their busted start. Sentinel into Magda to get immediately a mana. And I think I have to just do this. My shields are down, but they have so much mana that I don't think I want to have a warrior up. And I don't want to use a removal spell, spot removal spell on these things. They could have negate for my Doomscar. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a good match. I mean, they might use all the mana and play a creature, but if it's a gold spent, oh. Okay, I'm definitely not casting Doomscar here. Okay, they might have a negate. So what I'm doing now is I want to attempt to play a removal spell on this now. We're going to wait for them to untap. I guess I can do that in upkeep. Wow, they don't have a negate. Or maybe they do. and they just want to respect my Doomscar. They can just attack with the... Oh wow, just attack with those. Uh-huh. They have so much mana. They play Zika's Chariot. I currently do not have any negate. I'm going to pass here, leaving up Vanishing Verse for the Zika's Chariot. Then I'm going to go Vanishing Verse on it. If they activate it. If they don't, I'm simply taking 7 down to 6. I don't feel good about this game, unfortunately. Because they also have the Lair of the Hydra there. They have a negate, there's no way I can... I think I want to go towards Lair of the Hydra. Because... Nah, actually, if I go towards the Chariot, I'm taking 6 this turn down to 7. And then, can my opponent kill me next turn? Yeah, they can kill me next turn. So I have to go towards the Lair of the Hydra, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'm just dead on board to the Lair of the Hydra. Whereas like this, they don't have a creature land to kill me. They have a negate, it's over. Alright. Yep, good game. It's round number 3. We got a good hand. Don't play Miracle on turn 1, or you can cast Siphon Insight. Yeah, this is the perfect one to cast. Sorry to play. White and white. Hard to tell, but it is white and white. Go to go Swamp and have both Jawari and Siphon Insight up. Okay, Faceless Heaven. Ooh. Not a very threatening Skyclave Apparition here. I think I'm still Jawari in it. I don't have much better to do. I'll go 7 Insight. I might find a 1-drop to cast. I'll take Adeline. Opponent didn't have a great draw against control. And that's, of course, one of the strengths of playing control. Is that you don't have any creature. So your opponent's removal spell are dead. And sometimes, you know, just... How often, you know, have you opened these kind of hands that you're like... this isn't great, but, you know... You keep hoping to play against aggro. And, you know, if you play against control, then you just have to run this Skyclave. Okay, I'll go to 16 here. I mean, I already have enough lands. I think I'm taking the spells even though they aren't particularly strong. I'm passing it once again. I'll leave up Soul Shatter. Still Skyclave Operation. They have a land that might fire off one of these. They have a lot of creature lands here. I have to kill them all. I'll take 3 down to 13. The Maul is here. Okay, Juris. I don't want to just go for a double creature now. They don't do much, but First thing first, this 3/3 can trade with this. And yeah. Well, I guess I'll attack it next turn. Brutal Qatar. Ah, that's strong. We've seen this interaction already before. Equip 2. And my opponent will be able to get the Brutal Qatar as soon as I make a kill with the Professor Onyx. Weird game where I haven't drawn any removal spell, but you know, lots of duress. I also have my fair share of having dead cards whenever drawn in the wrong order. I was hoping to find a removal spell. I did not. I'm taking Devastating Mastery. That I'll be able to play next turn. My opponent will have an Adeline left over though. So that might not be optimal. So we'll be killing my Planeswalker. Tag me for 9. Down to 9. I think I'll go for a Professor Onyx. And I'll make my opponent sacrifice a creature. Unfortunately, I have to use this Planeswalker like this, like as just 1-for-1. But I believe they are needed. And I kept the sequencing so that I could drain them. Yeah, let's see what they want to do now. They can just keep this. I'm not afraid of Faceless 7 because I have the Hall of the Storm Giants, but I'm afraid of these Cave of the Frost Dragon. Which I do not have an answer for. Can't block the 1/1. I guess the token is attacking the Planeswalker. Yeah, let's see. Sorry, I mean, block. Yeah, I felt like we had, you know, things in control, but I guess sometimes control decks just don't draw very well, and my opponent just having creature lands. I'll destroy every non-permanent and pass the turn at 11 life. This was better than Wrath of God as we were able to kill an enchantment too, an artifact. And they're not able to activate the Faceless 7 to draw a card. I'm not sure I agree with that. Okay. If I played Teferi and I untap a land, I will not have enough. I think I'm just minusing again. It's not a very good use of a Planeswalker to just do Anticipate, but I believe that this is also one of the strengths of Teferi, is that its -2 is better than drawing a card. It's selecting the best of the 3. And your opponent has to attack it. I wouldn't mind drawing a spell, but it is what it is. Now, my opponent might activate one of these 2 lands. And fire off an attack. They did draw a Maul. Ah, yeah, a third Maul. Normally this card isn't particularly good, but yeah, they're not afraid of a removal spell. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wow, a third of this. I'll put so many removal, it's unreal. So many creature land, it's unreal. How am I supposed to beat all of these? I guess in. I guess I need it with if I had Emerith over Teferi or over Professor Onyx, would have done it. Like you need a creature to block these. And again, Emerith would be great. Maybe that is the change I need to make to this deck. I'll activate my creature land. I'll banish inverse the Maul of the Sky Cleave. And I'll block the Faceless. Actually, I'll block the Loyal Work. With a 2 life. I'll do this. I don't think I'm able to do it all, but maybe. Currently dead on board to the Cave of the First Dragon. My opponent doesn't know what it took. Yeah, good game. That's okay. We once again drew some of the bad card and Injurious in this matchup. I also want to take out Devastating Mastery. It was fine there, but I'm assuming my opponent will cut their Mao. I think Malevolent Hermit isn't bad in this matchup. Your opponent, you can trade it with some of your opponent creatures, and you can cast the backside. Use it as sort of a 2-for-1. Of course, we bring in the removal spells. Devastating Master also not great against, like a Redain or Elite Spellbinder, where it really costs a lot of mana from the Exile Zone. Do more. Play first. Keep. Yeah, the Celestus would have helped an insane amount that game. I would have been able to like loot all my lands away, gain some life. The Celestus would have been crucial in that game. That was exactly the type of game that you need this card. Okay, Luminarch Aspirant. I have to think whether I want to do Malevolent Hermit, although that's not a great blocker, or just removal spell. And I think I'll go for removal spell now before they can like have the 1 mana wipe that returns a creature. Loyal Warhound. Wrong. They pass without making a land drop. This is Vigilance. Doesn't have first strike. I'm just gonna go Celestus Hermit, which prays with the Warhound. Let's see if they have Skyclave Operation for my Celestus. For the trade, which I was not taking. As I brought this creature in only to do that. 4 card advantage for them, strong. They pass. Do I prefer Plains or Faceless Heaven? I think I'll go for a Plains. And then I'll cast a Malevolent Hermit to block this Loyal Warhound. Wow. They really did such a huge card advantage with that card. They never drew another land. Alright, now yes. They're powerful. I'll eat the token and take 3. I like the fairy. I'll be able to untap, like pay 2 mana, and have a planeswalker around. Block one of these, and I'll Vanish Inverse the other. What do I do about this? They have 4 cards in hand. That's a lot. Yes, Kabira takedown on the planeswalker before the damage. I want to deal this 2 damage, but I'll try and kill this. Okay, cool. So it's only taking 1 damage. And now we're untapping with a planeswalker, and I feel very good about it. What is word 1? I'm simply killing it with a Professor Onyx. And then I will play Siphon Insight and drain my opponent with the Professor Onyx Metal Magecraft. They have creature lands now, so the game now, I think, they still have 3 cards in hand too. They don't only have creature lands. Yeah, so they can kill my Professor Onyx, and that's okay. Alright, they decide to kill Teferi instead of the Onyx Professor. Sure. I'll play Siphon Insight, draining my opponent. I'll take a creature land. +2 Professor Onyx. Take a removal spell. Now it is day, so I flip it back to night. Gain 1 life drain. Make a land drop. And I'll pass. Now, I will let him put a counter from the Luminarch Aspirant. Actually, though. This is a 5/4, so Flunk can't kill it at the moment. Luminarch Aspirant put the counter on itself. I'm okay with that. How do you want to attack? This? Both on these there. Let's attempt to kill the Faceless 7, drain my opponent for 2. Okay. And Professor goes to 1. Opponent chose to kill Teferi over Professor. Now, opponent played... No, they didn't play 2. Okay, so let's take up Professor. Take a Miracle. Yeah, let's play it. Draining. And pass. Got the Carpaw Cyborg. Crazy. So they got 2 tokens. And they gained life? Sure. That's fine. My angels will buy me some time now. We're gonna loot. I think I want to discard Siphon Insight. The fact that this is flashback makes me want to do it. Alright, so Liesa is a very powerful one, but so it's the fairy, honestly. I can see myself going Doomscar Liesa. I'll take this. Whenever that non-token creature dies. I currently have 8 mana, that's what untap says. 8, 9, 10. So yeah, discarding the 7 insight proved to be good there. Okay, then yeah, let's do that. I could both. They don't block. Then I'll go land, Doomscar, Lieza. Pass the turn. My miracle wasn't the best, but I think I'm happy with this. I think I had to play Doomscar first, because once I play Lieza, I can't really Doomscar. A second game, I've won more games with Lieza than with other cards so far. Let's go. But yeah, the combination of Teferi and Professor Onyx was definitely worth it. that's the avatar of my opponent. Weirdly enough, that's the card I lost to. I guess, yeah, I wouldn't say I won the game with Lieza. I won the game with the Planeswalkers. When I could have killed the Professor, that would have left me with Teferi. Teferi gave me 2 mana per turn there, with a +1 and 2 life. And whenever I needed, I could have gone -2 to find, whatever I needed. So, I feel like, overall, the deck performed well. I mean, obviously, that's what happens when you win, usually. Game 3. I have to mulligan this hand. I don't feel like keeping a one-lander. Sure, if you draw a land, you get there, but I don't mulligan. Okay, much better. I think I'll bottom Teferi. I want to have removal spells. I want to have the Celestus, which proved to be strong. And Teferi is just a 4 mana card on the draw. At the moment, is not what I want. I'll kill the aspirant immediately. No reason to wait. Okay. I think I'll yeah, I'll leave this around for 1 turn. I wanna keep on deploying my mana base and play a tap land. Okay. Oh, your Warhound once again very strong. I'll go Celestus and I'll pass the turn. Now I have a double white for Doomscar, so unless my opponent kills Celestus, I'm simply taking 7 down to 10. Opponent doesn't have negate in their deck. Redain. Redain is good. Although I have 5 mana. Or Doomscar regardless. Oh, interesting. Devastating Mastery. Weird matchup for that. I think I want to take land. With the Celestus, you really like to just get land from your opponent deck. I was going to play tap. Alright. I didn't think about it. Would have had a 1 mana. Okay. Sure. It's day. I can pass and go to night, but then the spells in my opponent's turn cost way more because of the Paladin's classes. So I believe I want to play Siphon Insight now. Shift up differently, but alright, I'm gonna get a spell this time. And then I want to kill this Redain with Soul Shatter just because it costs more mana. And I'll pass without making the land drop because I'll maybe discard it to the Celestus. opponent passes here, which they do. And I'll do so. It's night, but I'll loot back today here. Playing 2 spells. 1 spell, 2 spells. So yeah, I'll pass. I don't want to cast Vanishing Verse and these Paladin's Claw. So I'll pass and I flip back today. Take action. Alright, I'll remove one of these removal spells. Maybe. Okay, I can't cast my cards because they cost 2 more. Now it costs 2 even more. Okay, I will definitely make this as my land. Now I want to kill this Elite Spellbinder. I want to play Siphon Insight. I guess I'll take that. It's a flyer after all. And I'll attack for 3. Okay, they have their own Dawnguard, which doesn't matter about the word because they have Soul Shatter. I'll go for Soul Shatter. I'll attack for 3. I'll keep the land in hand in case they don't have a spell. And I'll flip back to tonight. Might have Fateful Absence. Okay, we're killing them with their own creatures. Yeah, so they didn't draw a spell. Now they're just attacking me for 4, which I don't care about, and I'll be looting with the Celeste because they didn't play a spell. And a draw for turn. Okay, it's night. I'll make it. And actually also attack with the land here. I was going to like turn the Celestis around, but I don't think there's a reason to. I'll just simply make my land, pass, and I don't think I can lose this game now. It was weird because I lost game 1, which is normally like a very good matchup because they have like a bunch of dead cards, but yeah. Plus sideboard, so main deck we also have some dead cards. Alright, those are good games, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, guys and girls, enjoyed these this series. I will take a quick look at the deck again, which I honestly enjoy. Like the deck list too. I will with the graphic. You'll have to work on my computer. Well, eventually get one that's gonna hold the 1080 living games, but in the meanwhile, I have to keep this only during the deck text. Anyway, it's very hard to balance a brew in the metagame with aggro and Epiphany decks, which I haven't played against, but I believe that this list is good against Epiphany. In fact, by looking at my untap.gg profile, which you can look at any time in the description, you can see that I guess you can't really see much. I thought I played against more times. Oh yeah, I played it twice, Grixis and Izzet. Yeah, we lost twice to the Girl Splash Blue and twice to the Mono Green, although this was like best of 1. It was different. Alright, so yeah, things aside, I like this deck. I can see having Emirate over Professor Onyx, but I can also see just keeping the deck as it is. Hope you like to try in the control deck. This is definitely advising you this. And if you have anything that you like me to play, if you have anything that you like me to tell me, definitely write it in the comments. and I'll be back with tomorrow with another video. Have a good day, everybody.